Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises to manage clients and projects with max efficiency, sharing Wix's SEO tech to help you drive growth.
Fix errors, waste, and issues in a couple of clicks. Get alerted whenever you're off track. Sign up at trueclicks.com.
Hi, hello. It's super nice to be here, and I'm super happy that so much of you want to learn about link building. And link building is very, very important for all the SEO. We know it. We want to make some assumptions about doing technical SEO. That's the best way of doing SEO. We don't want to make all the outreach, right? But the link building is super important, and I will tell you, every experience I have with SEO is, at the end of the day, link building is still super important. So if I want to wrap up my every topic, I could say that you have to do some kind of links, right? So topical links from high authority places, long-term links, because if you get a link that is long-term one, it's much better than a new link. And the third part, natural link. We overuse this word, but the natural link could be done without our work, SEO works. So that's all about link building. Thank you. My name is Krzysztof Marzec, and that's it, right? But it's not that easy. I will tell you some intel about how we do link building in Poland. Poland is a special market. We are very, how to name it, civilized now. But in the beginning, we started a little crazy because in Poland, we want to do things different. So if you want to remember my story, I heard that I need to be a hero of the story, but it's not true. At the beginning, I was the villain. So I went to studies and I met my friend, and he told me that his company employed a lot of people that were going to the guest books and leaving links to his pages, because links work for SEO. And I was like, whoa, what's SEO? It was very, very long time ago. Google was starting in Poland. And then I went home and he said, like, he's not a wise man, because I used this tool. It's a tasker. It was fishing fishes in a game, Tibia, I was playing back then. Automatically, when I was in classes, it was fishing for some loot. So then I changed this tasker to add links to these guest books. Cool, right? For my clients, I did some web pages back then. And after going to classes for 6 hours, I returned, and the dots are the number of links I made, like more than 10,000. And it was cool, but not so really. I used my real email, and they sent me death threats because I spammed 10,000 guest books. It was very easy to crawl them. You know now why there are no more guest books, right, on the web pages, because of people like me. But the client said it works. In 1 week, they got on the top of search engine results, and they said, like, ignore the death threats, do more. I said, no. We need to stop because it's web spam and we need to change, but we figured link works really. So we need to do different stuff. So the main tip is, when you focus on technical SEO, you should do it like once and work with a perfect page. We know that it won't happen, but you can do it once and repair. When you do content, you invest a lot of money, but when you don't invest in link building, you will waste money on content, because with good authority site, your content will work much, much better. So after 19 years in Google Ads, I learned and I figured that if we look at ranking in ads, we have money there. We have the CPC cost. But in SEO, the equivalent of the CPC cost is our authority coming from links. So links are the money in organic search. And it's super important to state it. And why should I state it? Because when I'm judged in some contests, like European Search Awards or Global Search Awards, we find that in some cases, some companies, they state that they don't do link building. They provide us with the budget, about making some case, making content, but we know that this content works because they work with link building also, or very, very high authority domains built on link building in the past. So why they don't provide this? Because some agencies or some specialists, they say, we don't do link buildings. Some other people do, or they don't say that they do. We know they do, because it's super important. And if you can think about links that will help users, that's the best kind of links, okay? Best kind of links for users. We do content for users, not for Googlebot. We have to remember this at the end of the day. But first of all, let's focus on the anchor text. And if you measure, and I measure a lot of tests in the link building, we know that the exact anchor text that is like my keyword is working the best. But if you put it in the text, not like on the footer or the header, in the text, it will work much better. Why? Because Google can spot some parts of the pages that are mini navigation, and it treats them slightly different. I will come back to this later. Then, if you go to Majestic and you check the anchor text, and it's a Polish site, Empik, you will see that the most healthy, high authority domains will have anchor text connected to the brand. So you cannot overdo it. You cannot have keywords here in this report on the top anchor text, because you are risking not manual penalty. You are risking that your site will be affected by automatical algorithms that will filter out those links. And then, when I went to the next page in the Empik, I found two funny stuff, and I will tell you about this. This one is great because they make some action during the pandemic. They said, we have ebooks for kids that they can learn from, and they send it out, where? To schools. And this is the text, like it's free ebooks for students. So the schools were linking to them. And we sometimes forget that the schools or government pages can link to you if you do something good or you try to do something good. And they get a lot of boost from this. The authority was super high. Mostly because schools doesn't link to much different pages. So they have a lot of links just to share. But they get very, very natural links for themselves, right? So that was one thing I've noticed. And the second thing, be very careful about how you analyze this link building. I will go back to this, but this is the example of the top effective way of internal linking and external linking, also links in the text, okay? So if you take all the advices, people say like, you need to have a topical page. What does it mean? It's like big portal is on what topic? On every topic? No, we go further there. We do data-driven SEO, and you can meet Surfer here also on in some booth. But this is a great tool because when we publish a sponsored article in one place, we don't just make it topical to my page. We make it so good that we try to reach every intent user can have reading about this topic. And how we do it? Of course, we use AI for this to suggest all the topics. In Surfer, they have a module that you can see all the questions because they analyze top 10 results or more. You can select more. You can find all questions that are answered on the web pages that are landing pages. So you can learn what user is really looking for, searching for this topic, this keyword. So we are not just going for topical sites, we are making them more and more topical. So our content in the sponsored article should be much more topical than we expect, because we are showing Google, this is not just some content about this. No, we are covering all the intent, and we are even making improvement in selling, going through this page to our page. So you have to invest in this. It's a very good way. But this is also a great example. Toyota in Poland is doing this when they publish something on their website or in the media. All dealers from all over Poland, they are linking to it. So they gather very, very good topical links, and they are because they are getting links from the dealers to this place, and from this place to their main site, they're improving volume, they're improving traffic on the main site, looking as a dealer network, as a network of links. But not like we can get a penalty for this. It's very topical. It's very good for users also. So in this tool, Samstorm, you can check all the indexed subdomains. It's very important when you go to Google Search Console that you always choose the domain level to approve, to verify your property. Why? Because you will see all this traffic from these domains, and this number of keywords here shows us that Google doesn't do well with duplicate content on the subdomain level, because a lot of these subdomains are exactly the same stuff that we found on the main page. So the main page, main domain, was linked heavily, these subdomains not, but they were still indexed. So the way you find it, you can use this tool, or you can just go to Google Search Console and check your every subdomain. If you don't have there are any subdomains, good, but if you have them, check them for duplicate content. But it's super important to verify domain property, and we'll come back to this. And this is very important, rel attribute. This is like destroying own work. I talked with a Polish specialist, SEO specialist, Seba Heyman, and I did some my own tests, and we came back to the same results, that the power of rel sponsored is 0. The power of UGC, user-generated content, is about 0. And the links with no follow are not so bad. We need them. We need them to mask link profile. We need them for showing Google that we are doing normal work, not like crazy web spamming. But when we tagged all links providing to some pages we've sponsored, we lost results, we get no results. The tests were massive, so we don't do it anymore. Like, we don't do this real sponsored. The second important stuff is landing page. The first tip is you should go to tab called Pages in Majestic Report and see where are your links coming to the landing pages. And then you will see that you don't have links only to your main page, home page, but a lot of URLs. Then you can copy them from this report and go deeper and put to a special report. But you can also use a sidebar, for example, or Screaming Frog, scan everything, and you will be happy, okay, all my pages are very easy to index on this chart. But it's not true. You will have orphan pages, and you will have pages that are more than 10 plus clicks from the homepage. How do you scan this? You have to verify Google Analytics 4 and Google Search Console when scanning a page. And it's super important because you cannot have pages without authority on your site. They won't be indexed, or they will be indexed very, very slowly. And moreover, they will be very not important for Google because they are super far or without links. So the orphan pages is a loss. So what can you do? You can visit also a dust zone, I call it, from Google Analytics, go to Explore and try to make a report that will show you every landing page with Google organic traffic, and then take every page from your site and check what important for you what URLs doesn't do any traffic from Google Organic, and think why. Because when we did this for big companies, they got, for example, blogs, they pay for content, and we show them 80% of your content didn't give even one visit from organic during the last half a year. So why you pay for it? How are you indexing this? How are you linking this? And they said, no, we just put on the blog and it should be indexed. It doesn't work like this. So they are losing content. They're improving this, going for content recycling, and it's working wonders. But linking to those pages, linking to other hubs other than main homepage, is working for them also wonders. So, for example, this great tool is called httpstatus.io. You can check how the domain is reacting for all the questions, like I check a canonical domain with www, with HTTPS, and without. So this case study is very easy. Lidl moved their shop to a different domain. First, what they did wrong, they lost a lot of links, because they go with 404 status. So they're losing links. But if you go to this site and you use this canonical domain check, you can check your domain if it's properly prepared for all the redirection, and then you have to check statuses of subdomains. But also, when you combine two domains, for example, this example, one domain got 50K keywords in top 10 results, and then they moved it to another domain that was doing quite well for over the years. You see now they have 31, and they were not starting with another 16,000. So combining two domains, redirecting them with 301 redirect works wonders sometimes, but you have to be very careful. I will go back to this. And also, a lot of people say, like, we are making mistake. We say this is different property or this is not different property. I don't know. We don't know. But every time we moved a blog or part of, for example, e-commerce from subdomain to this, to a directory in the main domain, and we combine the links, every time we get a growth in visibility. So that's the case. Of course, if you have some filters, probably you won't get this, but if you have good link building, you'll get nice stuff. Be sure to make some active rules about this deleting the content. When you have e-commerce and you delete the content, it's very important for you to use it in future. For example, I was searching for my dishwasher. It broke just after 2 years, so after warranty was void, right? And no one was selling it, but the e-commerces were still having it, showing last price and saying, this dishwasher is now changed by this one. So they were using old names to go by content recycling to send me to basket with another dishwasher, right? After every 2 years, probably. So internal links are also super important, and links from text, but think about new indexes. For example, I see a lot of e-commerce stores that they don't have a category with new products, and they say, no one will use it. Why you will use it like new products category, new additions? I say, okay, I don't know about the users, but making this category for Googlebot is great because you will index new products very, very fast. Then you can go to sitemap report and see the link was only followed by one internal link. So this is very, very bad. They say it's a high opportunity. For me, it's like a very big missed opportunity. Then you can also check the URLs with the most inbound links. So you have your hubs. There are, for example, some categories, some blog posts. Use them with the internal linking because they are hubs for you. So you can boost some indexes, some pages you want to index that are not indexes still in Google Search Console. This is a cool example. I made it many, many years ago. They destroyed it few times since then. Interia.pl has a lot of news, so I made this newsroom, and you can go here, and one click is every month in last 2 years, and second click you can go to most important news. So Google started to index more our old newses, and we provide extra traffic from old stuff. So it was a win-win situation because we cannot always do content recycling here. So you think about new indexes, how to push Google, go very deep in your site, but not going super deep, and making stuff out of nothing. In Poland, we joke about developers. They are making these super small flats, apartments. So yeah, we have these apartments, and we noticed that when we put 10 links in the footer of Interia sites, they were not working well. But when we split and every article with ID has a different footer, like we have 10 footers for all the articles, 10 different footers, we get very, very impressive results. So Google had to index them. Cache was crying, but they indexed this and we could provide more value for our traffic. So how the link building process works in Poland? First of all, we have a lot of sponsored articles. We have some PBNs, like fake companies, fake blogs. We still have a big black hat scene. We call it gray hat, but to be honest, it's black hat at all. And we have the link packages. They are very, very small, not working so well as in the past. What can go wrong with this approach? For example, they can publish your sponsored link and then go with rel sponsored. They can put it on orphan pages. This is so bad. They put it on orphan pages. You don't get authority from domain. They can swap your links. They do it after 12 months because that's the deal, but sometimes they do it before. We have special tools to monitor them. And there is link decay. So basically what you do, you rent links. This is super bad for your budget. If you want to make a tool, you can do it in Google Spreadsheets, and you can do automate stuff, check for parameters, check for external links from the URL. They put extra links sometimes in this sponsored article. Check if the URL is indexed in Google. This is crazy. You get links, but they are not indexed. And you have to do with daily or weekly alerts. We can use some link parameters from Majestic or Ahrefs, but what I wanted to tell you and sell, don't fight for links on decaying sites. Because if you see a site like this is a visibility report you can get in any tool. If site is dying and they are still selling links for a lot of money, this is a bad way to spend your money. Because why they are dying? They are losing authority for months or years, right? So they should go with cheaper prices or don't buy on this site. So if it's so civilized, there is no spam? No, this is tier 2. We have a page, we buy sponsored links, and they spam it a lot. So your sponsored link on your super website is getting new links from the tier 2. What's tier 2? For example, spamming on the very old abandoned forum. Bots are talking to themselves. They're asking a question, answering question with a link. It's a lot of this because now you have to be very careful. If you sell a link, you won't get a penalty from Google. You will get penalty because they spam your link with these very, very low quality links. And this is good quality, good comparing to guest books or comparing to automated sites only made for links. You can check an anchor text. And for example, here in Empik was attacked by a lot of spam. And how we dealt with these spam attacks in past. We don't do anything. We just 410 gone status on this URL. We don't use disavow tool. You don't need it. That's my opinion. I think there are some changes in this area with SEO specialists. Back in the past, we said, do you read the reports? We asked the quality team. And they said, yeah, this is very good because SEO are giving us ideas what we need to block. So we said, no, we are not doing this anymore. We are not using this. Google will filter this as a shadow ban. Google will tell you that this tool is not available if you verify Google Search Console on domain level. So this is a new option, right? So they don't think it's important. So you know that it's probably not working so well as we thought. And just 410 affected URLs. And don't be like, someone will judge me. No one is doing this. If you are coping with some spam attack, they want to support you, but not judging you about the links. And be patient, because, for example, this drop in my average position, gone after a week, right? So I don't have to panic all the time. Every time we get something that looks like penalty, we wait 2 weeks. And 90% of cases are gone. We didn't do anything. It's just some fluctuation. And never allow that your website can make links to other websites, even with UGC, because people will spam you with this tier 2, because this tier 2 is popular all over the world. So you'll get a lot of Chinese link, Russian link, a lot of links, because they will try to figure how to make some power. For example, this site, goldenline.pl, is a LinkedIn equivalent in Poland, and it was attacked like this. They make a lot of profiles and attack with tier 2. So they have to fight it with 410 statuses. And name, address, phone, do they work? We did some tests, and it was funny because they worked. It was site tested with very, very low quality content. We pushed it, and after years is still indexed and still ranking on dozens of keywords, but don't put your SEO on this. Maybe if you have a local site, you can put some links additionally to what you do, right? You can detect this very easily because these PBNs have errors. So for example, this error, this should include an image here, but it doesn't work. I found a lot, like hundreds of domains. I monitor them. I see that sometimes they are dropped out of index, sometimes they are deleted. So Google knows how to detect it. So why we still do it? Because I think that Google is not paying attention to it anymore so much. They are thinking that their algorithms will filter and shadow ban all this stuff. So we are playing it dangerous, right? And we know that in past it was detected, for example, in Germany, but it was 10 years ago, and we don't see any moves in Poland in this. So if you ask every agency, like 90% of agencies are using sponsored link, they buy links, you have prices for this. So it's a different kind of market, but you can learn that the outcome is really bad because you rent links for 1 year and you have to pay every year to keep these links. So it is not a good way to finish. So I told about these renting links. If you get them, remember that losing links is very bad for you. They don't like this. And when you lose links, you show Google that something went wrong. We got a situation when someone was turning off the PBN for a few weeks, returned with links, but the Google saw that a client lost more than 100 domains and everything went down. They didn't return to original visibility for years. So when the Google noticed the drop, it's super bad for you. So if you want to check the gap, you have to know that, for example, in Poland, more than 25 domains, I asked these two companies, Cyberfox and Simestorm, to check it for me. They said, like, we are Ahrefs, we are Majestic, and the domain said, no, you are not allowed here. Okay? So they check all the domains, and they were blocked for indexing. So you need more niche tools. So if you want real links, like in some gaps after you done analysis in Majestic and Ahrefs, you can use this tool, SEO Spyglass. They have good results because a lot of people doesn't know name of the bots yet. So they have some better results in niche domains. And last stuff, 301 domain. If you spot a domain out in the wild and it's good, try to buy it, because you can redirect this. And of course, be careful, because Google added information that abusing this technique is bad. They added it now. We said like, whoa, after 20 years, now you say it's a very old technique in Poland. But sometimes you have to buy it before they expire, because we have companies that they will buy it out automatically, right? So there is this expired domain abuse. And I encourage you to do the tests, because tests are super cool. You can play with Google. You don't stress. It's your test site. It can go to hell. It can die. And it's a fun thing to do because it's returning to the roots. We don't have time for this sometimes, budget for this, but I encourage you to do the test. And thank you very much. I hope you get some inspirations out of this, and you will look at the links differently. You will find new way to link and think about links. And if you want some tools names, deck, find me on LinkedIn. I'll be there to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.